What's going on, everybody? You already know what's going on, man. We back live on the air, 7mileradio.com. And once again, you know what I'm saying, the family is in the building. The brothers of New Era Detroit are back in the building, man. What's going on? We got Niggas Vu, Skrill the manager, and the homie, man, why the hell Zeke? Uh-oh, wait a minute. What up? Somebody's calling my phone already. We ain't taking callers right now, damn it.
What up? Peace.
What up, Detroit?
Yes. They are in the building right now, man, and we are live on the air right now. And these brothers have been making a whole lot of noise around the city over the last couple of months. In particular, on Thursdays. Every other Thursday. Man, I'm talking about ruffling feathers, raising awareness.
We just doing our job.
Just having a little fun, that's all.
Having a little fun?
Yeah, you know, waking up a few people. That's what we do.
So, the man-to-man meeting that we do every other Thursday. The last one that you all put together on 7 Mile and Livernois, it was in between 7 and 6
7
Mile.
Out of Drive.
Oh, Out of Drive, okay.
Livernois.
Livernois and Out of Drive, okay. There was a lot of controversy. It seems like the snowball is growing. The momentum is growing around New Era Detroit, and not only the man-to-man meetings, but just New Era Detroit, period. Eyebrows are just being raised because people don't know what it is, but they see something going on.
Yeah. I mean, what it is exactly what you see. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of a young black, not only young. We got black people of all ages that come out and show up. People just fed up, man. People tired. People understand the game now. See, that's what's different. You know, 2 or 3 years ago, I probably couldn't picture myself, doing what we're out here doing. But the time is right, man. You know, we peeped the game like the game wasn't peeped out, in years to come by the masses.
Right.
And the masses in the hood, the masses in the streets, like we starting to wake up. So, when the streets wake up, that's a problem, because we want to get to holding people accountable, starting with ourselves. So, when we out doing the man-to-man and we out in the street, it's not a rally, first off, because a lot of people like to say we out rallying. It's not a rally. What the man-to-man is a meet in the street, instead of us calling for our people to, join us in a room, with 4 walls and a door, which 9 times out of 10, we won't get the turnout that we would like. And the message that we would like would not really get out and resonate to the people that we would like it to resonate to. So, we just said, fuck it, we taking it to the streets. You know what I mean?
And that is one hell of a marketing plan. Not that was even a, quote, marketing strategy, but just to get the word out there about the awareness, the things that we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a marketing technique. It's just bringing it right. Like, why? What am I putting in the room for? Putting it in a box.
That's right.
I'm not putting it in a box. What I need to say doesn't belong in it. You can't put it in a box.
Yeah.
Right. It need to be out here in the open where everybody can see it.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's what that man-to-man meeting represent to me.
Yeah, it represents that. But you know why a lot of other people's eyes is like, a lot of people are like shocked or startled by it. And I think one of the reasons is because they
never seen nothing like it before.
They never seen nothing like it. And the reason so is because we authentic and we got a I don't give a F attitude. And it's not a I don't give a F attitude of F black people. We like I don't give a F attitude. We about people. But you can't buy us. You can't control us. We about the people exclusively. So we gonna do what we want to do. And if we feel it's right, we gonna do it. Flat out. And people love that about us.
Right. And that's the same reason why people that don't fit into the agenda that we have don't like you.
That's right.
Yeah. Because they like, well, you got to do stuff like this. And, I'm sitting down with some of the, the bourgeoisies and the conservatives. They're like, oh, man, it's a way of doing it. Man, listen, bro. We New Era Detroit, and we going to do it the way we feel the people want it done. At the end of the day. And we ain't going to be, political about it. You ain't going to be able to give us a pat on the back and a suit and a tie and smile at us. And then we going to go and, throw tap dancing. We going to do it how the streets want to do it, man. That's what it's about, reaching those type of people. And that's why they're not used to it. You know what I mean? It's to really galvanize it.
Yeah. Right now Nah, we ain't never had an opportunity thing that came about in the change of our city, and Zeke created the New Era Detroit, because it's a new era, you know what I'm saying? And we coming into that new era. We've been in that new
for
era.
a new Detroit.
It's a new Detroit
era
now.
for Detroit.
Yeah, and it's the people that didn't have no really say so inside of Detroit. Now we have that say so. We're gonna get back to owning our community. You know what I'm saying? We don't own nothing in Detroit, but we pay everything. You know what I'm saying? Even in any black community, we pay everything and don't own anything, don't have no say so in anything that goes on in our community. It's a new Detroit. It's a new era.
Yeah.
One thing that I admire about what you all are doing, not only as a black-owned business myself, but just as a black person that lives in Detroit, is the fact that y'all put these meetings together in the area immediately around black businesses.
Oh yeah.
One time in which, right in my own area, was at a black business that I didn't know was a black business. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we need things like this going on for everybody. I mean, because we, not only for the people that need this information, but for the people that have it. Not for only the consumers, but for the business owners. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of dots that need to be connected in our community, and that's another thing where I feel like is an issue to the externals when they look at y'all. Like we have these people that represent the voice of the street, that represent the people, and they have the education and the tenacity and the aggression in the right places to get things done that will affect these communities in a positive way. And we all know that their systems are not designed to affect our community in a positive way.
Exactly. But just like niggas Vu always say, when we be out there on the man to man, if the demographic don't follow who you trying to, the audience you trying to reach, you know what I'm saying? Like, so how you gonna go somewhere in a white community and you trying to talk about the black community? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So that's why we be in the hoods. That's why we be in front of black businesses. You know what I'm saying? And that way we can bring awareness to these black businesses that's out here starving, because it's blurred lines through the black business, taking the aspects to these Chaldeans. These
And you know why that's smart too? Because guess what would happen if y'all did this in front of businesses that were not black owned?
Oh man, we be out of here.
We
You
look
would
like
not.
fools.
There would not be a man-to-man meeting week 5. Week 2 probably would have ran into some extreme problems if we would have been doing that in front of white business.
Let me say this real quick, but particularly that's why I love Zeke. 'Cause
Bro.
Zeke is a very strategic, smart leader. Like, we all leaders, but he knows what right pieces to fit together to make things work. Because all of us are leaders and all of us got special skills. We are very well diverse.
Oh yeah.
So
and that's what they're scared of, because it ain't like they ain't just no wild.
Yeah, and everybody has a different talent. We range
Different
all the
strength.
way from the streets, you know what I mean, brother straight off the block, all the way into a brother that can be in the White House. That's how we rock, and that's powerful and that's deadly. You know what I mean? And
to
as
their,
a leader,
to their agenda.
yeah.
yeah.
And as a leader, as one of the leaders, one of the primary skills that you must have is being able to choose the right people to do the right things. That's very, very crucial.
Your king has to know how the pieces move. If you are in a chess game and you put your pieces on the wrong squares, you can't even play the game. Correct?
That's right.
So what he's saying is true.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, it's very important that in doing things that you have the right people around you.
Yeah.
So many times, so many people have tried to make changes and take strides and do things different, but they didn't have the right people around them. Being able to stay on track is very, very important. Just like, for instance, when we were out on Livernois this past Thursday, and we get out and we get in the streets. What the police got to realize and understand, as well as the people or anybody who want to know or who is asking, this is not about the police. We not out there screaming anything that has to do about any other race. This is strictly about our people, our conditions,
Empowering us,
and the things that we're going through, and the things that we need to get through, which is very important. It's like now or never. I can't understand why so many peers, people that I done grew up with, people that I know, probably somebody that's listening to this right now, can continue to live a regular life like everything is cool and everything is Gucci when it's not. Clearly you understand real estate. If you don't understand real estate, you can see what's going on with our real estate. You can see black people moving out the city of Detroit. You can see white people moving in very, very rapid numbers. You can see our communities continue to be on a downslide. But yet we spend $1.3 trillion to this economy, and our communities look like shit. Our communities look like shit. We don't value our communities. I'm sick and tired of these rapists running around the city. Man. All these young gang. The game has changed. If you an OG out here still promoting gang activity and gang violence, you a sucker. And that's what I'm starting to learn. The older I get, all these guys that I used to look up to, and have a mad amount of respect for.
They look lame. Now.
They lame as fuck.
They're part of the cancerous.
Yeah, they look lame.
They lame. They lame as shit, man. Because if you can sit around here and you got ducats and you got real opportunity to make some real change, man, for these babies, because that's what it's about. I don't give a fuck about what goes on our generation and up. You know what I mean? Some people gonna get it. Some people gonna want to. It's gonna be a toss up. But when it comes to these babies in the future, I kind of got a chip on my shoulder because I felt like that we should have been set up for better plays coming up. We could have been set up for me to be, 30 and look around and we don't own nothing. You know what I mean? What the fuck been going on for 30 years of my life? What's been going on? Real talk though, when you really think about it, who the fuck has been in charge these past 30 years that done allowed this shit to happen?
Now keep in mind when he's saying owner, think about generational wealth. Because you may be looking at what we do, because Detroit is one of the cities that's predominantly has one of the most black businesses. However, when it comes to generational wealth passing down from business to the son and kids, we don't have dynasties, and a lot of it is because of our character. We're very self-absorbed, we're self-centered. We have this self-indulgence type of mentality. That's really been the biggest barrier when it comes to black people uniting, is that we have this self-interest mentality. That has to change in order for us to progress as people. But what people don't understand essentially is that when you invest in your people, you invest in yourself. Why? Because if this person has a black business and then this other person has a black business, they can work it together and form a business coalition like they do have over there on 7 Mile, Illinois. Also, when you have the people with that mindset, they're going to be inclined to patronize your business just like the Asians do, as far as the Indians, the Chinese, the Arabs. They don't have to sit around and have a conversation about patronizing black business or nepotism. They're already doing it instinctively. As soon as they come in the goddamn world, they're patronizing each other's businesses. We, on the other hand, we got to have a man-to-man meeting. We got to shout. We got to go up against the police. We got to go on Facebook, every statuses. We got to do everything to wake the people up constantly. You feel what I'm saying? But what's scary about New Era Detroit is because New Era Detroit is saying this. We're going to be that organization that's going to hold them accountable, because you better believe if you're a celebrity and you're an Indian and you got this a broad amount of wealth and you're not giving back to the community, they're holding your behind accountable.
That's right. That's right.
They hollering at you. Oh, to support us? You're not coming back to our community.
Exactly.
That's how they do. That's how we have to be. If you're not going to support us, we going to, you know what I'm saying? You should get out of our community. We're not supporting you on no level. That's how it has to be.
And then like piggybacking on both of them, man. When you really wake up consciously, there's levels to it, Not saying that we out here all conscious, power to the people all the way, but you just really see, like the mindsets of different people, and if you really not trying to change your community, because your dream was always to get your family out the hood, do this and do that. If you mathematically smart, it's not all the money in the world that you can be able to do that. You done made promises to people, your friends. I'm gonna help you get out the hood. I'm getting my mom out the hood, my grandma, your loved ones. You cannot do that money wise. Change your environment.
It's for some reason this conversation with a rapper, I'm not gonna say his name, come to mind, that I had recently, who I just so happened to be at the club at the right time and, filming his performances at one of these bars, and he throwing the money at the strippers and all that type of stuff, right? So I'm like, hey man, I got this, this little game show I'm trying to put together, with the radio station. Want you to support the station and get one of these tickets. What day is it? I'm like, I'm throwing it at the building. What day is it? Probably one of these weekends. I don't know if I'm be able to come. I be busy. I'm like, dog, I just filmed you, dog, throwing fuck. Like you just threw $2,000 in the air at the strip club and you ain't come either. Like, what's the difference? Support a nigga, you know what I'm saying?
That's we gotta support each other, and it's that Stockholm syndrome, the crab in the barrel mentality.
We feel like we are doing something when we throw money in the strip club, when we buy a $10,000 chain, you know what I'm saying? When we got a car, when we got a house, you know what I'm saying? But we still ain't got no life insurance and shit like that. Like when we appear to be at the level, we would rather spend time and energy and money and effort looking like we have arrived, as opposed to actually.
This is the thing. This is the new thing, though. This is the new game, and this the game that can't be played. You talking about the appearance of clothes and this, that. I don't judge people on that shit. I judge people on the appearance of their motherfucking community. How your motherfucking
that's part of what I'm getting at when I say the life insurance, like your priorities, basically.
Yeah.
It's not about, because everybody like nice things. If you got it, you can afford it, then no, by all means. But it's about your priorities.
It's definitely about your priorities. And and going back to that though, when we talk about things, you know what I mean? Things that have no value. It's not assets, you know what I mean? You can't do nothing with.
That's pretty much.
That's what I'm talking about. And we done had all these things. Like, how many motherfucking cars can we get? How many chains? How many?
What does that really do for you?
What does it do for the long term though? Because we've been fresh forever.
Exactly.
We've been fresh as fuck forever. But look around, people's conditions is still the same. Or matter of fact, I'm sorry, it's not the same. The shit is on a decline.
Say it right, bro.
So I don't understand what fuck fresh got to do with nothing else anymore.
And then what does that do? Like, is that giving you confidence in front of who? In front of what? In front of other people that ain't got nothing that look just like you?
And then you get all this stuff and say, I'm gonna pass it down to my kids, bro. Bro, you 27, you 38, you 45. Your kid gotta take how many years to grow into whatever? You know what I'm saying? Wait till 18 to get the car. Now, if you buy a house, if you start a business, they can start banking right off of it.
That's
since
there. Right
age
there.
1 month old.
I see some of the freshest people at the bus stop. So what does that tell you about our values and our understanding of what true wealth is and what true power is and what true status quo is? You can
that's
be
my point.
You can be popular and considered to have some level.
Money in the wrong direction.
We spend in the wrong directions in apparels. And I mean, you can just wear a sweet outfit and you can get mad respect from not just the fellas but also the women. And you cannot have a dime or cent in your pocket, but just predicated off that alone, you'll have that respect. Now, if you go into other groups of people, other ethnicities, it's not necessarily a serious thing on that, having that gear. When I moved to Texas for about a year, like 2008, 2009, went to University of Austin, Texas, and the demographics there was pretty bad, right? So I used to work there, and I had to hang out with some white people for business relations or whatever, and everybody there was wearing like Walmart clothes, but they was having a brilliant time, and some of them were millionaires. Oh, yeah. So it didn't really matter about what you wore because they had money and they understood the whole thing about what true wealth was, and that's what we got to get back to.
And that's the thing too, because once again, we do want to go back. I mean, by nature, man, we just fresh people. We like to be fly. We like to look good, and that's Gucci. Like, we can do that.
Yeah.
But let's start doing that within ourselves. You know what I mean? Let's start. If you gonna wear something, you gonna be fresh, man. Wear something to be fresh. Buy somebody something. Buy something that somebody black.
Yeah.
That came and created, man. Like, it's all type of black clothing designers that make all type of, we got shoes and all type of shit like that. We can still, my thing is throwing away money. That shit is dead.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like it
ain't about having shit. We like nice shit.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Like throwing away money is literally going to drown our fucking people.
400 for some blue jeans
forever.
You feel me?
And my whole
drown.
My point of bringing up that situation was, dude, the tickets to the game show is $20. I just seen you throw at least $500.
He couldn't even showed up and say, here go $100.
But you
bro.
telling me that you don't want to pay $20 because you're not gonna come.
Man, that's the thing though. But
But you spent $500 and you didn't come.
That's the thing, bro. Even like right now as we speak, we have a Kickstarter right now. And we telling motherfuckers, please go to the Kickstarter. We got, and this is something that we work very diligent on. You know, we doing our own thing. We hitting the streets. We getting our own statistics. We
What's your Kickstarter information?
Our Kickstarter information is you go to Kickstarter. It's all on our pages on our website. If y'all go to www.neweradetroit.org, it's a tab. As soon as you go to the website that say Kickstarter, you can hit that tab and donate. What we are doing, we have and we getting it started like regardless. But what we're doing right now, we trying to raise some money so that we can get, you know, our own van in terms of transportation. We looking for like a 15, 16 passenger van, so that we can get these kids from school to the actual program. That's the number one problem in terms of after school programs, is kids not being able to get to these programs. And then now when you look at what's going on in the city of Detroit, even the kids that have to walk to some of these programs, their lives are at risk. You know, their lives are at risk from being snatched up.
Do we not see what happened to the kids in the morning during the school?
Come on, and that's what I'm saying. Like, do you not understand that? So right now we have a program that we about to kick off at Butzel, right there on Linden in Wyoming, which is one of the best recreational centers in the city of Detroit. When I tell you they got everything, big Olympic-sized pools, basketball, boxing, a damn hockey arena, like a full size. Like it was dope to go in there and see black kids playing hockey. Man. That just blew my mind.
I remember.
You know what I mean? That's what, like, one of the one thing that kind of caught my eye to that, because I thought that was dope. But in addition to all the dope activities that they got there, we have knowledge of self programs that we're gonna be able to get going with these kids. We have financial programs, real estate programs. Basically, when your kid get out of school, they gonna come to us, they gonna have a good time, so they gonna be able to indulge in all type of activities, where it be basketball or swimming or whatnot. Then we gonna take them, we gonna sit them down, because now we are in the position that where we have programs put aside, so we teaching these kids the things that they need to know that the school systems are not teaching them. If I can just rewrite the whole school system right now, I would, because we need to know things that's gonna realistically get us to the next level in life. But you telling me X and X plus B and Y and all this stuff? No, I need these kids to understand.
Right.
What credit is. I need these kids to understand, what.
And the crazy part, why don't they teach that in the school?
Real estate.
But
you know what I mean?
Economics.
But here's the thing: we can't expect a white institution to teach black things. Just like you can't expect a black politician to go into politics on white money do black things. So what we lack is that we in a white institution, and we expecting them to teach us something of power. They want to keep us in disenfranchised. We know how the system is set. So we have to make a different avenue to teach these brothers, like the Black Reality Program, because we definitely gonna be teaching them the real deal, what's going on out here.
And we got certified people that's ready to go. So not only that, they're gonna be learning about themselves and their real history. They're gonna be learning about economics. They're gonna be learning about real estate. All of these things that ownership, which is very important. We have these programs. On top of that, on top of picking your kids up from school, dropping them off at the facility, engaging with them in activities, dropping crazy knowledge on them, we're feeding them on top of that. So,
that's
families,
a lot of load off of you.
Families that cannot, really properly get their kids fed, it's I can't understand why right now that we ain't got a van. All we asking for is $5,000. And people act like, we here all day, we support y'all, we love what y'all doing, but you ain't helped us with $5 damn.
Let me clarify that real fast too before you head to that, Mark. And you know what I'm saying, because how people work, they begging for money and this and that. No, guess what? We had foundations.
I can't wait to get on.
We had sponsorships come to us. White sponsors come to us. Big time sponsors come to us and try to give us money. But guess what? We is not in the bed with these motherfuckers, okay? Right. So this is a community-based organization. So we asking the community to come together with some funds to get the community together because we need value in ourselves. You cannot expect something to go right if you keep on asking another race to help you.
Check this out.
Say that one more. Hold on. Say that one more time, Skrill.
You cannot. You cannot expect
Man, I
something
fuck
to
with
go
y'all
right
niggas, man.
when you have another race trying to help you.
right.
It's
That
not
shit
going to
is
go
dead.
right.
There you
They
go.
don't have
That
it
shit
by
is
heart.
dead.
They don't know what we go through. They never had that experience. They just seen from videos, movies, posts, and our stories we tell.
I'm talking to
and
our
I
people
personally
right
don't
now.
like to have puppet strings on my back.
On my listen, man. If you were on your deathbed, right? Do you want all of your friends? And I've said this so many fucking times on, but it's so appropriate for me to say it right now. You on your deathbed? Do you want all of your friends to gather around you and say, "Oh man, get well, Zeke, get up. I know you can do it. Get well." Or do you want the doctors to physically come in there and plug you to some shit that's gonna help you sustain your life?
I want my friends to give me encouragement, bro.
No, I want that. I want that.
Listen to me. Listen to me, Skrill.
I want that plug.
That's the difference between. That's the reason why they call it life support, not life encouragement.
I feel you on that one.
Your people can come around you and say, "Oh yeah, Skrill, I love what y'all doing." Yeah,
right.
they can encourage you to fucking death. Literally,
I feel you on that one.
you can encourage me and you can create more weight for me. You can encourage me to fucking death. But until you come in there and
gave me
support
a
me on some
trick-ass
shit that I
question.
can do,
That was a good
yes,
one.
I did.
That's real.
And
I wasn't.
that's
It wasn't
real.
about the doctors. It was about
It
you
was
really
about the-
giving plug to some shit that's gonna help you
Exactly.
sustain
Exactly.
your life. That's why it's called life
Life
support,
support.
And we
not
ain't
life
stopping.
encouragement.
And we ain't stopping.
You see what I'm saying?
We ain't stopping either.
can't stop. You
we
can't
gon'
stop.
We gonna get this shit, and we gonna do it on our own regardless. We got all these older bourgeoisies all talking about we
I
can't do
get-
nothing
man,
without
listen.
the white man and this, that, and the third. Well, how
Man,
y'all
listen.
gonna do that?
The
without
last
these
time
grants?
I spoke to y'all, right? Niggas was here. It was the day that I went, the day before I went to the Million Man March. When I get back from the Million Man March, the only fucking thing that I see on social media out of our black asses, majority, but
Negativity.
particularly the motherfuckers that didn't go, was how, they didn't do no media coverage on it. They didn't do no coverage on it, even promoting it. They didn't do that. What the fuck? I walked past, mind you, now I walked past the CNN headquarters when I was lost because I was given a fucked up map. And they had no cell phone service. Ask anybody that was down there, the National Mall, they had no cell phone. It was shut down. So I was lost, right? I walked past the CNN headquarters. But my point in saying that was we had 2.5 million people in one, black people, colored people, some white people. But we had 2.5 million people in one spot on one day, right? With no media coverage, no news, no promotion, no national major coverage, but social media and word of mouth over social media. That's telling me that we don't need their fucking help.
right.
But we still looking for these motherfuckers to come and give us a bone.
That's right.
But that is a direct indication, and that is a direct translation of them saying "fuck us" to them.
Yeah, and
They don't want to cover our shit.
right.
The
That's
20th
right.
year anniversary.
Hey, and fuck them because we don't need them. That's the thing.
And
man,
that's what
man.
I'm talking about.
And that's where we
we
all
didn't
need
have,
to
listen,
be right
we didn't
now.
have no major. Y'all had black media companies down there,
the thing
but
is,
you motherfuckers don't support them to the point we could have did some major broadcasts.
We have to really understand we created them. We really created everything they had. Anything they had, we created it. So why don't we create within inside our own race? Within inside us.
But see, you know what? And I don't like to say this too much because I believe this to the T that we can't talk too much in public about what it is that we're doing. Because
Oh, yeah,
the more
most definitely.
that we talk about
Oh,
the
most
shit, the
definitely.
more that we let them in, and that's the reason
right.
why we got All Lives Fucking Matters.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because
Oh, yeah.
they try to inject themselves in every situation where we begin to empower ourselves or embrace ourselves. They have to
They
come up with some
always have to
reason
try to sneak in that
to
door.
include themselves
Oh, yeah.
into it.
Well,
But then when they don't when we don't let them in, guess what? Oh, we racist.
Oh yeah.
but you know
There's no
what, though?
black person can't be racist. No such things are not possible.
On the real though, and this is how I personally feel, and it go back to what y'all saying is that, you know, we definitely, I'm to the point, and we all share the same opinion is that I really do not care about what they think and what they're doing. I don't care one bit. And for us, and for people to really care, why ain't they showing this or why ain't they
Who
here?
gives a shit?
That's to me, they're showing you still have a
You
level
still-
of
yes,
Stockholm
yes.
syndrome complex. You're still preoccupied
Yes,
about what
yes,
they're doing
yes.
and not essentially what we're doing. And that's a
If
serious.
we was worried about us,
yeah. We have
Guess what? We at 1 minute we worried about us like, okay, we got the Million Man March, supposed to be about 1 million black people, right? About 1 million black people and what we can do for ourselves. But now we mad because the white man ain't there with his cameras.
That's right.
But you know why though?
We got black cameras there to shoot motherfuckers. I got to GoFundMe account just like you got a Kickstarter. I ain't got no fucking van, but everybody want me to come cover their events.
But if you think about it, and it makes some sense.
fuck? Right.
If you think about it, making sense. The nit of it is that black people really down deep in their heart don't really believe that they can really liberate themselves because essentially
That's what it is. That's what it is.
essentially
They don't
we
believe
haven't
in themselves.
really freed ourselves. Even if you look at the Civil War, we fought with the white man in the North to essentially get our liberation, and it was not really true liberation. It was just they written on the paper. You got your emancipation, and then it took 3 years before it got to 1865 and hit Texas, and then they announced it, and then they still trapped us. They didn't give us. They gave us our respirations for about a year, and they took that. Then we had to go back to the farm and still be slaves because we didn't know nothing about nothing because we didn't have that experience. We've been slaves all our life. And then we look at the prison system. Now it's private. Now they say, okay, you can we give you emancipation, but if you get punished, you can get treated basically like a slave. So what I'm saying is that black people don't really believe that they can liberate themselves without a white man behind them, patting them on the back.
And that's the
problem.
bullshit. Everybody,
That's
like
the
everybody. Why
problem.
don't you get a loan? Why don't you get some grants? Why don't you get the white man's money to do it? Like I know I got 20,000 fucking followers on my personal page alone. If I got $5 from all of you motherfuckers one time, I'd be global in this motherfucker.
Yeah. But they ain't gonna do that.
But everybody, oh man, I support you. No, you motherfuckers encourage me.
But the thing
To death.
Don't nobody need that shit.
Now,
no
guess
more.
what? Now, here's look. I don't mind your. I appreciate the encouragement, but don't get that confused with support. You're not supporting me.
Yeah,
Oh
absolutely.
man, I support you. Give me a 7 Mile Radio shirt, man. You know I'm gonna wear it. I support. You know you're not supporting me.
No, you ain't. And
They
then
want
you know I'm going-
they want the 7 Mile shirt free on top of that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Give it to me free, I'll wear it.
Give it to me. You know I'm gonna wear it. Yeah,
then they
it's
hit
a
you-
fucking shirt. What are
they
you gonna
hit
do?
with
Smoke
the-
it? I
they
know
hit
you're gonna
you-
wear it.
They hit you with the man. You know who I am, man. You know everybody know me, man. I wear your shirt, it's gonna blow up.
But they don't go to motherfucking Macy's and try to call Ralph Lauren and say,
Hell
"Hey
no.
man, you know what I'm saying? I'm that. Look, man. When I wear your shit, everybody gonna, nah, man.
But see,
and that ain't even your man.
it's really a lot of fear. You know what I'm saying? In order to conquer your real fear, you really are going to have to conquer and explore the unknown. See, a lot of people are scared of the unknown. The liberation for black people, that's like the unknown. You never really seen it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are still scared because they don't know the unknown.
And that's the reason that we out here in the streets. That's the reason that we not taking our foot off nobody neck is because of these things. You know what I mean? We just sat here and we talked about all of our conditions and our problems. We understand that, and that's the reason for us to be out here in these streets. That's the reason why we not letting up. That's the reason that we about to come from every angle that we can possibly come from. That's the reason why we gonna be liberated on our own. You know, this is the reason why this period of time will be historic. We gonna be looking back at this point in time 50 years from now, and everything is going to be on the line. People don't understand that right now, but the textbooks are writing us so. You know what I mean? Real talk. Because right now what's going on in this city is going to be the blueprint for every black city in America.
We got the most black people.
Period.
So
Yeah.
And they going through the same situations in terms of finance and gentrification everywhere across America. So it's really important for our people to step it up, man.
Right.
And I feel like if everybody put in a little bit, you don't have to, not one single person or one single group or nothing gonna have to put in all of that. All we gotta do is put in just a little bit, everybody. But people going to work for the man for 10, 12 hours a day and not putting a single fucking hour
I
back
tell
to
people all the
to
time.
rebuilding their fucking community, that's a fucking problem.
People look at where we are as black people, and we can contrast this across a lot of different areas, and look at the amount of work that we have to put in, right? And then they just start sweating. No, man, I can't. That's too much. But what they don't realize is not about the amount, the mass amount of work that one person can do. It's about a little bit work that amount of people, a big amount of people can do. You know what I'm saying? That's financially and everything. It's not about getting $10,000 out of you, one person. It's about getting $10,000, getting 10,000 people and getting $1 out of all of them.
And we're gonna bring it back to,
and that's not hurting nobody, but it's helping everything.
And to add to that, man, it's not an option. You know what
It's,
I mean?
it's,
Right now,
it's to the point
right now,
where it's not a fucking
it's,
option.
It's not even an option. It's nothing to talk about, man. The cards is on the table. How we gonna play them motherfuckers? We can keep sitting around this bitch like everything is cool, everything is fine. Watch them take down our schools. Like Detroit ain't got no fucking schooling system. You know what I mean? We ain't got no communities. We ain't got nothing. You know what I mean? For people to be living their lives all happy, willy-nilly, and we ain't got shit is an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to our race, and most importantly,
That's you.
it's an embarrassment to our ancestors,
Oh,
the people that done
that fought and
died, that done
For us
died
to
and
get
laid
to the
their
people
life
where
on the
we at
line.
now.
That's an embarrassment. It's unacceptable, and that's why we out here. That's why New Era Detroit, it will never let the foot off nobody neck, because we out here because our ancestors was out here,
And we are
they
the
riding with
laughing
us
stock.
right now.
Laughing stock.
Laughing
I
stock.
would imagine of the other races.
That's right.
You gotta
Right,
you
because
gotta
we are at the
understand.
bottom of the totem pole.
Exactly.
Well, you know, Detroit is
But
headed.
we have grown into acceptance with it. We have grown comfortable with it to the point where we don't. Oh, everything all right. We don't need to fight. What are y'all fighting for? Doing every show? Why y'all in the street? What are y'all doing for what? That's how people look at the movement.
Everybody thinks gentrification is starting in terms of how it's working is in Detroit. And at one point I thought it was as well, but actually Detroit is essentially heading towards what Washington D.C. is right now. Washington D.C. right now, as we used to know it as, is Chocolate City. Right now the
yeah,
population
right.
of African Americans is only at 50%.
Yeah.
50%. It used to be like where Detroit is right now. So what that tells you, and that tells all of us, is that that's what they're doing, essentially the same to Detroit. But see, there's no universal solidarity. Like when this shit was happening to Washington, D.C., there should have been an outrage. You know what I'm saying? That was the Chocolate City. You had the black colleges down there. You got all these brothers who into politics. You know, black people love to talk to us about politics and how important that is. Ain't nobody out there more involved in politics than there is in D.C. And D.C. right now has been gentrified.
Oh yeah.
So our philosophy is that we got to start from the bottom up. We believe about the people. Too many of y'all are going to Lansing by yourselves, and you ain't even got a crowd behind you. Jeezy can bring out more people than y'all can.
That's because they ass not out here in the streets. You know what I mean? You gotta go get your people. As a politician right now, and we don't even get that many calls from politicians yet. You know what I mean? But as a politician, and you see a black movement, and if you for real, truly about your people, you at least giving a phone
we
call.
gonna do our
because
research.
it's not like you ain't heard.
We
It's
gonna
not
do our
like you
research
ain't
too on
heard.
you.
You know what I mean? It's not like you ain't heard. But what's gonna really fuck them up is when we start getting into politics, because that's where we moving. If you think that we not gonna be ready come terms of that next election, if you think we not gonna have this city galvanized and ready to move and electing an official that's gonna be able to represent black people, which is the majority in this city, then you got something else coming. And that's the thing. We not playing no more games, man. We not playing no more games. I refuse, as well as my organization, because I know we all on the same page in terms of these kids.
Most definitely.
We refuse to let these kids come up fucked up and in a system that's worse than us, and in a system that's going to eventually wipe black people out of America.
We
Real
have no
talk.
choice. And I'm gonna give you a simple analogy that should show to you that we have no choice. If the next generation falls off even half as much as our generation had from the ones before us,
That's right.
we fucked.
It's over.
Oh, yeah.
It's game over, brother. It's over. They playing Monopoly.
We have no choice
They playing
but to
Monopoly.
be on the shit that we on right now.
They playing Monopoly right
This
now.
is do or die at
Oh,
this
yeah.
point.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
people, I've said this on many shows with many different people, regardless of how anybody might feel or what they might think, it is definitely a cold race war going on right now. It is a cold war, race motivated war. War, a war without weapons, without no, it's a cold race war.
It's
right
I'm gonna touch back
And
on
it
what
wasn't
you said
initiated
earlier,
by
too.
us.
I'm
I'll
gonna
say
touch
that.
earlier what you said about race. You know what I'm saying? You said it's a racism and racist. You know what I'm saying? We always racist, but
We can't be racist.
we
is
can't.
what I said.
I mean,
we can't be.
They try
to put us in the box of being racist when we embrace ourselves and we don't include them.
Exactly, because if you break down the vocabulary of racist, okay, race, when you add IST to it, that means that you are a master of that, okay? So when you are a violinist, that means what? You are a master at the violin. When you are a pianist, what are you? A master at the piano. So when you are a racist, you are a master at your race. Okay, so we need to get with the vocabulary, learn these things. But
And
when
then to say
you
that-
put it on Wikipedia, when you type it into Wikipedia, which is an edited search engine where you can change whatever, it says that you are discriminating something else. But I guess I bet if you go outside of the United States and Google that word in another, because when you understand the internet and the power of the internet, when you go to another country and try to Google something, you're gonna get a different definition.
And then let me go a little bit before Zeke open it up. When you say racist, just to elaborate a little bit on what you said, a racist meaning that I'm a racist, a master at that, or the best of.
Exactly.
I am better than.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Black people, when we do things to embrace ourselves, in no way, form, or fashion are we insinuating that we are better. Even when we don't include you, we're not saying that we are better. There are many things that we can count on now when we have the right people that aren't racist. They are the tokens that are inserted into our culture to where we are forced to accept because, oh, they ain't prejudiced. They ain't racist. But at the same time, the white culture, if there is even a white culture, white supremacy is the white culture. I'm getting too deep up into it. But the point is, we can't be racist because we don't believe we are better than. They believe they're better than us.
And then let's really look at the most important part of the word racist, which is the word race. Okay,
Exactly.
because that is what matters, and that's what we up against. We up against the race in
We
this
are
day
in
and
the
time.
race. We were forced to be in the race.
We forced to be in the race. We so far behind right now, but the race that we in is the race of ownership and property. That is the race that we are in, and the race that we are losing in. We need to own properties.
Wealth and property.
Own
Hey.
properties. The race of ownership and properties is really the only race that we need to be fucking focusing on right now. Because once we start taking care of ourselves, once we start owning things, once we have communities once again, once we start supporting black businesses and rotating that black dollar, you gonna wipe anything that any other race say to you is gonna bounce off you because you already got your shit together within yourself. We are $1.3 trillion industry.
Exactly.
Period.
Every year.
So it's really nothing to talk about
And
with
it's
nobody
rising
else.
every year, actually.
Rising.
It's rising.
And then actually, I'm gonna go deeper into your analogy with what you was talking about the race. And we know this game is chess all the time, right?
Right.
The chessboard is black and white. Mm-hmm. The chess pieces is black and white. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you break into any ethnic group, I don't give a fuck if you're Indian, Asian, or whatever, any other race outside of white, you got black in you. You got a little bit of melon. White is not dominant.
But then to touch on another thing, we got the Olympics, right? We got a relay race, right? Relay race. So if you're going around the lap, you got every lane, a different ethnic group, just like it is in the fucking Olympics. So if you got the black motherfucker and the white, Caucasian, European motherfucker next to each other in the same lane, and the white people wrote the rules, by the way, right, of the relay race. And you got them running right in the lane next to us. They got the Acme Acres potholes and shit they throwing in our motherfucking lane. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They got the shit that they you know what I'm saying, throwing ice and water, you know what I'm saying, doing everything to push us back.
Right.
So now when we get 3 laps around the shit, we behind in the race.
Exactly.
Picture each person in that relay race being a generation in the black community.
Yeah.
And them throwing potholes, fucking lightning bolts and puddles and, you know what I'm saying, all in our lane, holding us back.
But
That's what's happening
and that's
in
the,
real life.
And that's
Exactly.
the cards that we have been dealt. But the thing about that is
we still right there next to their ass.
we are. You know what I mean? With everything that done
beings,
happened
bruh.
to us, all we gotta do, when you really think about with all the fucked up shit that done happened to black people that they want us to forget about, and I say fuck you, You know what I mean? We ain't never forgetting about that shit. So you can kiss our ass with that forget and move on. But with all of that in our face, we still right there and face. And the only problem that we are truly faced with is getting our shit together amongst our people.
Our own damn self.
That's the only thing that's holding black people back. Not the government, not the white man, not nothing else, but ourselves.
Self-hate.
We holding ourselves back. And that's the only thing that's on the table right now.
I just so happened while I was lost, ran into Dr. Umar Johnson while I was at the Million Man March. Got a chance to speak with the brother. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was taking pictures. I got a chance to sneak up and ask him a couple
Umar
of questions.
come open up one of them schools in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I remember he did an interview when he was talking about it. So
He is. I spoke to Umar twice.
Okay.
And he might come to the grand opening of the radio station when I open it up. But check this out. I asked him, I say, man, we got all of these black people down here at the Million Man March. If it's one thing you want everybody to take from this, one thing you want everybody to take home, what is it? He said organization. Marcus Garvey said that this organization, and I quote, he said, was the biggest weapon formed against the black man. The speech that everybody gave out there was beautiful. But where's the organizational plan? There was no plan to organize. One thing that I noticed when I went down there that we all know about how Minister Farrakhan put the call out for 10,000 black men because he wanted to put together a black police force.
Yeah.
I mean, I went up and down the National Mall at least 4 times. From the Capitol Building to the Monument. From the Capitol Building to Union Station. I didn't see anything in regards to a booth or nothing. I seen donation booths every 50 yards of the National Mall. But I didn't see any kind of organization for this black police force. I didn't see nowhere for us to sign up.
You're not the first person I heard that from. I heard that from many people.
And that's just a mustard seed of the situation.
He did demand that. He said he wanted 10,000 strong black non-fearing men. Yeah. That's one of the things that he did say at the Justice or Else, that he wants to organize for that. So he did call for that, and then he said he also wanted 10,000 non-fearing black women as well.
Yeah.
So right. And then he had a follow-up meeting. Shout out to Minister Troy Muhammad because he big ups to Troy. Yeah,
Troy. That's my man.
That's our big homie right there.
Now, all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that taking nothing away from the Million Man March, but as far as
galvanizing
the people
information
and what we were to like.
But you know what, Mark? That's our job, though. It's our job to go and receive the message, and it's our job to come back to our communities and organize. That's where it's gonna come from. It can't be with us one big thing that what we organize, because it'll be deflated.
The Million Man March should not have been an event.
And
that should be a lifestyle.
Just like what happened, though.
What we did.
What happened? What you say? Like, when y'all was all in one area and couldn't nobody get their phones
we couldn't
working.
even
You know what I mean? So it's too easy to neutralize one big thing. But taking the message and that's one reason, we had sent half of our people was able to go down there, which was really dope. They said they had an enjoyable experience and things of that nature. But everything that was said on that stage is everything that New Era Detroit is doing every single day. Exactly. And that's what we have to do throughout every city in this country. We have to take that message and we have to go back to our communities and organize ourselves. We can't be waiting for people to organize. If there's nobody in your community or in your city organizing the proper way, you start. And when I say the proper way, if you don't see these people, if these people are not foot soldiers, boots on, because that's where true organizations start. Fuck that grassroots shit. It's mud roots. You got to get out here before the grass, because it ain't shit green right now. You know what I mean? Real talk. You got to get out here before the grass, and you got to put your 2 feet to actual action. And this has to happen in every black community throughout the country. So the message is really get off your ass and get organized within your communities.
People ask me,
and then that'll work.
What is it that I took from the Million Man March? What information did I like? And I tell people, and again, just like I brought up about the chess game, about the white people moving first, people see that as a disadvantage. When I tell people I come home from the Million Man March the same way that I left, they look at that as, oh, well, you didn't get nothing from it. But no, in reality, like, I came down there with the right kind of mentality.
That's right.
I came down there with my mind right. I came down there already doing the things in my community that I felt like I could do with my power
And folks,
to help
and
raise
folk
the
people
awareness.
Like you, and for people like you, it was supposed to be a networking game. That was supposed to be a networking
and that's
frenzy.
and that's
you
exactly
know,
what it was.
you know, it's
Absolutely.
real crazy though. Think about this, brothers. We sitting here talking about people asking what you do take from it, and we went to a place where there's over 1 million black folks.
Right.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. A brother like me, he didn't have to say one thing. If I was there with 1.5 million black people, imagine the network and resources I can get.
Why
Why
do
do
you
I
have-
need a message? See, that's the problem.
People,
We've been going to church so
people fail to realize what it was for.
we've been conditioned so much by going to church, and this is not every church, but I'm just saying in general, that we always got this Messiah thing going on. We looking for a Messiah. We need that ordained. We need that ordinance.
That's right.
We need that special order. And then everybody always saying, and I hate when people say this, man, if Malcolm was here, if Martin Luther King was here, if Black Panthers was here,
Tupac
what
was
about
still
if
here?
he was here, Negro?
You are that Tupac.
Listen,
you are that Martin Luther King.
Everybody,
You are that
when they
Malcolm X.
say that, right? That means that they have whatever it is in them that those people meant to leave for these people. That means you got the message. You got the energy in you. Why do you need them there? They got you. You are here.
Because
even if
everybody-
they was here, guess what? Malcolm would
Because
still be about
everybody's looking
70.
for a leader. Everybody's looking for a leader. You are the leader.
Listen, man, in DC,
That's the reason. Another reason why I admire y'all, man.
if it's
because
50 people in Washington D.C. and they about black empowerment and they got some resources, to me that's successful right there. Let alone 1 million people. If you got a problem with the justice or else, and you got a complaint, a negative sentiment about it, I think something's wrong with you, possibly. Because there's no way. How many times you gonna run into a place at an event for social consciousness where there's over 1 million people? How many times you gonna see that in your lifetime?
not.
Tell me.
Unless you move to Detroit and get it cracking this way.
oh boy,
Oh boy.
Right.
because you ain't got no other.
Come black home.
Exactly.
Come black home.
You know, and then it's just systematically, far as with how Instagram and everything, you ain't popping unless you got followers. You know what I'm saying? So back with the leaders, you know what I'm saying? We all are leaders, but we all are followers too at the same time, and that's not in a bad way. That's in a good way.
Yes.
Because when you
That's just like saying we all
change
students and teachers.
Exactly. We all are students and teachers. You have to learn first in order to lead. You know what I'm saying? And we have to understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Can't
We
be a
all
good
can't
teacher
just
if you're not a good student.
Exactly. We all cannot just come out here and lead.
That's right.
We still learning. You know what I'm saying? We still learning as we grow. And you gotta be able to. You can't know everything. You don't know everything. Somebody come in your face and say they know everything. Get the fuck out they face and go.
That means they know nothing.
Because they know nothing.
And it's always somebody doing something that you want to do. I don't care what it is. There's always somebody that you can look and you can follow or you can learn from. You know what I mean? Before I got over in organizing, I worked with other organizers and seeing how they operate. Then I was able to take that and incorporate it into me and it manifested into my own style of organizing.
Exactly.
You have to follow in order to lead. That's just a simple rule. But a lot of us, we want to jump the gun. We want to run before, as soon as we come out the, you know what I mean, the womb. It don't work that way.
Man, laying it down on y'all, man. We about to take a little break, man. We've been laying down the formula on y'all ass.
Detroit, what up, though?
We'll be right back. 7mileradio.com.